Come in.
Hello,
Hi.
how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well.
Oh,
Good
that's
to meet
good.
you.
Good to meet you.
My name's Chang. I'm a sales rep at Salesforce. Who do I have the pleasure of meeting with today?
My name's Casey. I'm the sales effectiveness director here.
Casey, good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
How things have went been lately? I heard that y'all recently became part of the S&P 500 in like 2024. How's that
We
been?
did. It's really good. It shows we've been growing as a company, and that we're on track to hitting our goals. So things have been going in a positive direction.
That's good to hear. I heard that y'all had a pretty big Q4. I think the profit margin was like 10%, and y'all making like in the billions of Q4, I heard.
Yeah, we're pretty up there. We're doing pretty well. We've definitely hit all our goals and surpassed them. So we are doing pretty well. Yeah.
Interesting. I also heard from a friend that y'all recently had the lead event, Linux Employees of African Descent, and y'all had like a kind of like a food culture party to celebrate Black History Month. How was that like?
Yeah, that's interesting. You know that. Yeah, that was really good. It's great that Linux provides those events where we can all kind of come together and learn about each other a little bit more and bring a positive light to that. So it was really good. Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Street food and gourmet food sounds
Yeah,
great.
I love that. Yeah.
Probably also employee active there, but I'm with
Yeah.
Salesforce.
Yeah.
I would like to respect your time. So do you mind if we just jump straight into the agenda today?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. So let me just first ask, why Salesforce?
Well, we're not really too familiar with it, and we are in need of either fixing our current system or adopting a new one. And so the little bits and pieces that I've heard did spark my interest. So I just really want to learn more about it.
Interesting. When considering like a new CRM like Salesforce, what's some factors you have to consider for like what's best for your team essentially?
Yeah, we need to consider time to productivity and the learning curve, and how that is going to impact our goals that we're trying to achieve. Um, Information security is a big one. We need to make sure that whatever system we're using or process that we're implementing, that it's keeping our customer information safe.
Interesting. Yeah. Salesforce can definitely help with the security side. And also, if you need help with the learning curve, Salesforce also offers a 24/7 customer support. You can chat
Oh,
with an
wow. Okay.
agent or you could chat with a chatbot.
Okay.
Options up to you. And as for security, we have a two authenticator app on your phone. So
Okay.
even I have trouble logging into my own account.
Yeah.
It just shows how good the security is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it is because of the double authenticator and it resets each minute.
Uh-huh.
You should have the chances of it being like your data being stolen pretty slim, I
Yeah.
would say,
Okay.
from my experience.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Are you currently using any CRMs?
Yeah, we have our internal system that we use that's primarily built around the Excel um, platform.
Interesting, using Excel.
Mm.
What made you want to use Excel?
Well, it was kind of one of the first available products that at the time when it first came out seemed to have a good place where we can store, gather information, and kind of get results from. But we haven't really adopted any new processes since then. We've just been trying to make tweaks to what we currently have.
I imagine it must be a bit difficult to use Excel. Is that what challenges have you been facing using Excel?
Yeah, I would say quite a few. Some of the main ones are the time in gathering information, collecting data, making sure that it's correct and we're putting it in the right place. Um, so that so there's a lot of time involved, whether that's reaching out to different individuals to collect information and things like that. We also don't have real-time oversight in information, and so there's a lag in that, and because we don't have oversight in that information, there's a lot of information we feel like we're missing, whether that's potential new customer opportunities or why certain processes may not be functioning correctly, or if they're functioning well, we really don't have a way to view and measure that stuff.
Gotcha. With Salesforce, a lot of those things we offer, like as I mentioned before, it kind of acts as a database, but it also acts as like you can easily pull like your leads, like if you need information on a particular customer. Salesforce definitely has it there. We have always have customer support, and a lot of businesses use it to store not only just to store data, like you mentioned Excel, but it's also more of a business CRM. So it also helps track leads. Also use the GPT to like. If we were to make like a decision today, what would this decision process be like?
So I would have to communicate with some of the other decision makers, the VP of sales and operations, as well as some of the regional sales managers. I would need to present them with the information about the system. They might even want to sit in on any potential future meetings to learn more about it firsthand. And then it would be a collective decision between myself and them on whether or not we decide to purchase any services.
Interesting. That's a lot of people to make a decision. Makes sense. It is a pretty big decision to change your CRM. What's the decision-making process like for selecting the CRM, like for Linux?
Yeah, we need to look at all of the pros and cons, and whether or not the cost is offset by the benefit that it can bring. That's probably the main thing, is are we going to make money off the money that we're spending?
So pros and cons, and also cost return, offsetting the cost with CRMs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And for this process, do you have a timeline for the implementation?
We would like to implement something within 6 months or so.
Interesting. And what's the budget like?
That really depends on the system itself, how beneficial we view it as. We really want to stick, and it would depend on if it's like a one-time purchase or if it's a service subscription where we'd have to pay monthly. We probably wouldn't want to exceed, I don't know. I really would need to learn more about the product before I throw out any numbers out there.
Of course, because we could always just schedule another meeting, but
Yeah.
moving on. So I heard that your team is currently spending 75% of their time outside the office, just closing deals and such. Is the other 25% just entering data into like a database in like Excel at the headquarters?
Yeah, it might even be more than 25%. It feels like it's sometimes 40% of the time where we're entering information or tracking information down and gathering it, and building out reports in Excel and things like that. It really feels like it takes a lot of time. So 25% of the time, I think, is probably generous or an understatement, if you will.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. How good is it? So if you're on the go and you need to access data, how would you go about doing that on Excel?
It's difficult. A lot of our salespeople are out in the field. They cover certain areas, so they're driving around a lot. They would need to really stop someplace where they can use their computer and open it up. We don't really have a way where they can access anything on their phone or anything like that.
Oh, that's interesting. The day of age of everyone carrying a cell phone.
I know. Yeah, it would really be helpful.
So, what are your goals for getting a new CRM? What are you hoping to get out of it?
Yeah, we would like to have a more efficient sales process, and we would like to be able to spot our flaws and our strengths and make changes in the areas that we need to, and see that in real time. Having all that information in one place so we can see everything that's occurring on a daily basis, definitely help our processes become more efficient.
Interesting. And are there any instances where there's like a person enters certain information about like let's say a potential customer? Is there any like chances of duplicates happening?
Oh yeah, all the time. Sometimes there's salespeople who accidentally call, uh, a client that had already been reached out to by another salesperson, and that confuses, our customers or potential customers, because, to them it looks like we don't know what's going on, with them. So, yeah.
Sounds like a pretty big issue. What would happen if you were to keep using Excel? Let's say new decision made. You don't want to. Upper management doesn't want to change from Excel. What do you think will happen?
Um, I think that would potentially keep our big business more stagnant, and it could actually hurt our business in the long term, especially if our competitors are adapting to more modern methods to improve their sales processes and track information. I think we could potentially lose clients in those cases.
Lose clients and lose profitability. That's not what you want to hear.
No.
And what do you think the future prospects would be like if you were to change?
If we were to change to something more efficient for our company, and um, I think that we would only grow more. I think that we'd provide better services to our customers. I think we would be more likely to reach our financial goals and our relationship goals. Um, and so I think overall the company would improve.
Something will approve for addition of a new CRM. Makes sense if you can't access it on your phone due to how big the spreadsheet is.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And how important is it for a new CRM to be integrated into this, like
It-
the adoption phase one? Are you starting with like the whole sales team, or are you going to be starting with like a small sector?
Yeah, if we decide to go ahead and purchase something, we would definitely like to test it out in a specific area, maybe one district, so one city that we operate in, and see what the effects are there, and then maybe expand from there if we like the results.
Gotcha. And if you could design an ideal CRM for Linux, what was like be some key features you'd be looking
Yeah, definitely access to real-time data, being able to build clear reports, being able to have dashboards so we can kind of get an overview of our efforts and results, and then just being able to see the activities that are taking place internally and between us and our customers.
Interesting. So basically, what I'm hearing over here that CRM needs a new CRM, not Excel, because Excel's current issue is that it's not mobile friendly. You have to stop to enter database. There's duplicate issues, as you mentioned before,
Yeah,
and people have to bring their laptop around. Well, with Salesforce, I can guarantee that's a thing of the past. So a good, as I mentioned before, Salesforce, many companies are switching to it.
okay.
I hear that you're looking for, you want a return on what you spend.
Yeah,
You also want to reduce how much time you spend outside, just inside instead of
that's correct.
gotcha. And you want something that's mobile friendly,
Yeah, yeah,
more efficient sales process. I'm assuming you want like with Excel, it's just a database. It's just words on the page. Like I'm assuming you want something that can make it more automated, more seamless.
definitely.
More seamless. Yes, duplicates, I mentioned that. And if this doesn't get changed, you can lose profitability.
Right, yeah.
Do you, do you know how much you actually that's relevant? And if you were to change, you would want to make sure that it benefits the company. Well,
Yeah, that's correct.
gotcha. Well, Salesforce can definitely do that. could definitely improve it.
Yeah. Okay, so great job. I think you did really good. I like that, you have all of your kind of notes